Prime factorization is the process of writing a number as a product of primes. Notice the word product. This word means multiplication. In other words, it means the process of writing a number in terms of multiplication. Now, here's a neat fact. The prime factorization is the unique DNA of a number. Looking at the number 63, we want to rewrite it in terms of its prime factorization, which means to rewrite 63 in terms of multiplication. Well, let's think of two numbers that multiply to give us 63. Well, you may think of 7 times 9. Well, looking first at 7, is 7 prime or is it composite? Since 7 is only made up of 1 and itself, then 7 is considered prime. Now we look at the next value of 9. Is 9 prime or composite? Well, yes, 9 is the same thing as 1 times 9, but is there another way to represent 9? And the answer is yes. 9 is actually composite because 9 is actually made up of 3 times 3. Now looking at the values of 3, is 3 prime or composite? 3 is also prime because it's only made up of 1 times itself. So the prime factorization of the value 63 is made up of 3 times 3 times 7. Let's look at another value. This time, let's look at 40. Well, we want to rewrite 40 in terms of multiplication. So let's think of two numbers that multiply to give us 40. How about 4 and 10? Well, 4 is not prime because 4 can be rewritten in terms of 2 times 2. Now, we have 2's which are prime, so we can circle them. But we now need to go back and focus on that 10. 10 is not prime because it can be rewritten in terms of 2 times 5. Well, as we mentioned earlier, 2 is prime. Now we look at 5. Is 5 prime? Yes, 5 is only made up of 5 times 1, which means the prime factorization of 40 is made up of 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. Now, was 4 times 10 the only option for 40? No. But if we say the prime factorization is a unique DNA of a number, then it should not matter what numbers we start with. So let's do a little example. What if we chose to break down 40 using different values besides 4 and 10? What if we tried the values of 5 and 8? Well, according to what we said earlier, it should give us the same prime factorization. Well, looking at 5 and 8, 5 is prime, so we now turn our attention to 8. 8 is not prime because 8 is the same thing as 2 times 4. Now 2 is prime, 4 is not. 4 is the same thing as 2 times 2. Now, 2 is prime, which means in the end 40 is made up of 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. The way we went about doing it might look different, but the values are the same. So that's the good news. Now, it's time for you to try it. For try it A, I want you to find the prime factorization of 36. And I also want you to try to find the prime factorization of 200. Take a moment to pause the video now. All right, let's see how we did. Hopefully for 36, you arrived at the values of 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. And for 200, I hope you arrived at 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 5.